Hey, what is up, everyone? Happy Shark Weekend. So we're playing around with different camera angles yet again. We got this one. We got this one. We got this, but I don't think we really need this. This is me all front and center in your grill. um, but we'll probably bounce back and forth. I feel like I haven't had a face cam, so I feel like I haven't really been able to talk directly to anybody. I'm just looking at text. Oh, wait, we can't hear? Oh, we can hear. Oh, no. Oh, kidding. I was about to say, I hear myself. Um, that's this is my point now. You just short circuited my brain for a second. This is my point of view now. I force you to accept it. Oh, view. Oh, ah. When I get the we'll rock this view. Um, when we bust out the pants. Blah, 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 blah. Where am I? Where am I? So I actually thought about wearing the pants today, but they're a little heavier than this, and it's still a little warmish. It's like 60. Needs to be like in the 50s or lower. Yes. Hold on. So Orphic, I'm gonna sell you on this right now. I don't even know why that somehow I have become like the Say Intentions. Oh, what is this fuckery? Why am I in the windscreen? Camera angles just for Arch, exactly. Okay, here we go. We're gonna go and start to get powered up. No, I'll answer all your questions. I feel like I'm fairly well versed in Say Intentions enough now at this point of what it can and can't do, where it's at, how well it's being developed, and all that fun stuff. So let's just get that going here. That works. Okay. Hey, everything's working. I love it. Let me know when you are back from the ad. There we go. All right. Awesome. So yes, it does. We're gonna see that here in a second. It's natively built into the Phoenix now because those guys are great. I don't think I did a whatchamacallit here. Let me just get situated. I want to also make sure everything's connected because for some reason FSUI PC, the last like 3 flights I did FSUI PC did not start, and now it did. So I don't really know why that was the case. I'm gonna steal that. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. All right. So does it do CPDLC? Yes, it does. We're going to see that here in a second. Once I file my flight plan, we will go through the motions within the Phoenix itself. Works pretty much how it would if I've got some weather here today. Do I use FS to crew today? I think I'm going to use FS to crew today. Animated FO, I bought it. It's not updated yet. That's kind of sad, but they'll get it. Okay. Okay, that's up, that's up, that's up. I don't know why that's not saving for some reason. It says config save, but every time I load this in, it is not the case. Okay, so first things first with the Phoenix is you need the DCDU on enabled, which is this guy right here. Okay, and then what we'll do is we're going to go ahead and get our clearance. So menu, at zoo, AOC. We're going to knit the flight. They are starting to... The oceanic stuff, I'm not 100%. They kind of sort of do it. From what I've seen on a Bermuda trip I did, they passed me off to oceanic. I am not the most well-versed person in oceanic procedures. I don't... what's up, Fortnite? We're going Pittsburg, DCA, DCA, Boston. Boston probably back to DCA, I think. Okay, so we initialize the flight. We have the flight number in here. I don't remember what hour. I keep forgetting to install. So whatchamacallit. The iPad is like dead. There we go. How long is this flight? It's about an hour, I think. I'm not on VATSIM though. I'm on SayIntentions. Ooh, actually, I do need to change something in SayIntentions. Alright, that's good. Oh, yeah, that'd work. 100%. It's 240. Okay. So now we'll go back here. Yeah, so I don't think you could do Oceanic through the CP DLC yet, but they do have like the, I guess, what is that, the VHF or UHF radio? I forget what it's called. Okay. Alright, so we're going to do ATC request, pre-departure clearance. We're at gate, I think it's Bravo 36. I don't 100% think that matters. KPIT is the station. Let's go ahead and get the ATIS. I don't think you're going to be disappointed, and I didn't even get into the whole entourage coolness aspect of it just yet. Before I lose my train of thought, alright, so... I don't know if this is going to work. So, I'm on the experimental version. They really don't want you streaming it, because I was messing with the traffic injection. So I'm going to flip off of the experimental server really quick. And we'll go standard. I don't know if I need to... There it goes. Cool, you don't have to restart the app. Yeah, yes, yeah. I just switched back to standard. They're politely asking not to stream because obviously experimental is experimental. It's not finished, so they don't want people to get the wrong impression of the product where it is. So experimental has the traffic injection. Yes, so you get, for having a subscription to SayIntentions, you get Entourage included. It is a fantastic value. Okay, so we switched off of that. Let's get the ATIS 12725.
Wind 155 at 6. Visibility 4. Sky conditions, view at 2100 feet. Broken at 3200 feet.
So it is?
Solid overcast
but
at
you get it
5000
with
feet.
a
Temperature
subscription.
11. Dew point 9er. Altimeter 3003. Arriving and departing runways 10 right, 10 center, 10 left, 14. Visual approaches in use. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested.
The first flight.
Read
like
back all
X,
runway
X,
and
X,
hold
X
short
to X.
instructions.
Oh,
VFR
sure.
departures contact clearance delivery on 126.75. Advise on initial contact you have information Lima. Pittsburg International.
Okay, so information Lima, we're gonna hit send. While it is doing that, that's what we're doing today. I don't know if my route command is working. Let's find out. Let's see if we can fix that. No? I thought it was that.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard this magnificent flying machine, the Phoenix A321,
There we go.
which we are definitely not going to crash. I'm Janet, your lead flight attendant, and I am here to ensure you have a delightful time, or at least a tolerable one. Our captain,
So
Chris,
here's our
is up
request.
there, probably
Close
trying
that
to
out for
remember
now.
which lever does what.
Here's
And
our clearance.
First officer, Janet, is doing her best to keep him in line. We're flying from Pittsburgh to
Maintain
Washington,
4,000.
and I promise it is only 100.
Departures 119 or 35, squawk
so you won't have time to get
4445.
bored. Sit back, relax, and if you see Chris sweating, just know he's probably just trying to remember how to land. Enjoy the flight.
So we'll accept it. Send it. There's our PDC, received by ATC. I don't think I loaded the aircraft, so we'll just do instant for now. I see a traffic target stuck there, so I'm kind of wondering if me flipping servers is just a plane suspended. Let's do FS to crew Airbus mode. I haven't done it in a while. I kind of want to do it. Let's start setting up.
Roger.
Roger. Okay. All right. All right, we got our clearance. Accept the load sheet, pre-departure clearance. Clearance received. Good. This aircraft is gonna make me want to buy that stupid printer and like mount it to the damn rig like over here or something. I don't know. Yeah, if you're sharing your audio, I should hear you. Let's go 1283 for tower. Let's go 1219er for south. Let me just double check that all of my audio settings are set right.
I'm out for the walk around.
Yeah, so I'm only doing live player proximity right now. I'm gonna add pre-recorded just because a little, well, actually I'm gonna keep pre-recorded off just because you're gonna load in, and then that way we don't hear like you getting stepped on. And then we will rock.
I'm back. No issues on the walk around.
On the frequency for me. I don't follow what you mean. I should only hear you on the same... the way I think I have mine set up is I'll only hear you on the same frequencies that I'm on. Yeah. Yeah. I just have the pre-recorded stuff on, right? So the pre-recorded responses are... Not everybody might be at the airport you're at, right? So think of it as a typical VATSIM flight with no controllers on. You might have maybe one other plane there. You're not going to hear anybody. So the pre-recorded CAN stuff is going to allow you to hear people who were here at some point in time. So it sounds a little bit more lively, which should then match it should then match your I just totally lost my train of thought. What is that now? That's new. It should match your phase of flight, so to speak, and make it a little bit more lively.
Hi, the security and safety check are all done. Are we good to start boarding?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you ready for the departure brief?
Go ahead.
Alright, I will be pilot flying, you'll be pilot monitoring. Departing runway 10 center today. We have 10,775 feet of runway remaining. Total to use, rather. Runway conditions are wet. Got V speeds of 138, 153, 153. Flaps will be 2 up 0.7. Flex temp of 52. Bunch of weather in the area, which almost kind of makes me wish that we were flying the PMDG with the built-in weather radar, because that'd be cool to see something. Maybe Phoenix will at least give us that option one day. That'd be pretty cool. Or hopefully, better yet, we get an actual weather radar system in 2024. Fingers crossed. We got weather threats all around us here. We're looking at some storms, some rain, some low vis. Getting into DCA should be too much of an issue. Let's see here. So, as long as we don't have to come back here, we'll be good. Anything before V1, we'll throttle idle breakers. The runway after that, we'll take it into the air to clear the emergency and potentially divert, depending on what the situation is. And what kind of runway requirements and visibility that we'll need. Any questions?
No questions.
We could get snacks on this trip. You're lucky I like you, Lena. We got pretzels! Oh my god, as I almost break my iPad because I forgot I was plugged in. What's up, Steve? We got snackies! I might need them. I'm feeling a little hungry. I only had pancakes for breakfast. Alright. Cockpit preparation checklist.
Gear pins and covers.
Removed.
Fuel quantity.
14.1 pounds. 14,100 pounds.
Seat belts.
On.
ADIRS.
Nav.
Barrow ref.
3003 set.
3003. Set. Cockpit preparation checklist completed.
Checklist complete. We got plenty of snacks there. Plenty. Before start checklist.
Parking brake.
Set.
Takeoff speeds and thrust.
$138, $153, $153. Flexing 52 degrees.
V1 138. VR 153. V2 153. Flex temp 5 2
What's that
degrees.
mean, Arch?
Windows.
Closed.
Are you sure about that? Beacon.
I'm fucking not sure at all. On.
Before start checklist completed.
The GA
Hi guys,
big
here's the
bug.
load sheet for
I
you.
can't speak. Thank you. You are a GA bug. What are we flying in GA land? You don't know how you feel about what? So this is the, I don't even remember what I'm on right now. This is the, I'm conversing with chat view, and then we're gonna pop to this for most likely most of the flight. We got options. We're experimenting. This is really what you want to see, though. Right here. Yeah, I feel like a lot of times, like when I'm having a conversation with you guys, like I want to like look deep into your souls, deeply into your souls.
Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted.
But I really didn't have a way to do that. The only other option I could mount maybe like a camera on the rig for like a better view. I don't know. I think I have like a spare webcam or something I could probably plug in. Sold me.
Locking gear.
Pittsburg ground, Proflight 682, ready for push and start.
ProFlight 682, Pittsburg ground, push and start approved, tail north.
Push and start approved, tail north, Proflight 682.
Release parking brakes.
It's very quiet here. The only thing you'll probably hear is me. I'm on ground 121.9.
Release parking brakes. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Start engine 2. Start engine 2.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard this flying tin can, the Phoenix A321. I'm Janet, your lead flight attendant, and I promise to make this flight as enjoyable as possible, or at least not a total disaster. Our captain, Chris, is up there, probably trying to remember which way is up, and our first officer, Janet, is doing her best to keep him from accidentally landing us in a
I'm not
cornfield.
100% certain why
We have
I'm banking to the
202
left
of
right
you
now.
lovely folks on board, and
Help?
we're flying from Pittsburg to Washington, a mere 177 miles away.
Oh
It
God.
should take us about 41 minutes and
Why?
45 seconds, give or take a few minutes depending on how well Chris remembers his flying lessons. Now let's talk about safety, shall we? First things first, please fasten your
Set
seatbelts.
What
parking
in
brakes.
the
To do
fuck
this,
is
simply
going
insert
on?
the metal end into the buckle until you hear a click.
Unlocking gear.
To release, just lift the buckle. It's as easy as pie, which is probably more complicated than Chris's flight plan. In the unlikely event of a sudden loss of cabin pressure, oxygen masks will
What
drop
is
down
up with
from
the
panel
settings
above
on
you.
my rig?
Pull the mask towards you to start the flow of oxygen. Place it over your nose and mouth, and breathe normally.
Jesus
If you're
Christ.
traveling with children, put your mask on first before assisting them. Because let's be honest, if you pass out, who's going to help them? And if we happen to find ourselves in a situation where we need to ditch in water, life vests are located under your seats.
That was
Just
weird.
pull
I've
them
never
out,
had that
slip
problem
them over
before.
your head, and inflate them by pulling the red tabs.
Tow truck disconnected.
Please don't
Bypass.
I
inflate
am on
inside the
121.9.
aircraft unless you want to see Chris panic.
Left is clear.
Now,
Right is clear.
the weather in Washington
That
is
was
a
weird.
delightful 16 degrees Celsius with a few clouds, which is
Why is
just
this guy not
perfect
starting?
for a lovely day of sightseeing.
2.
Or, you know,
Oh, I think
just
I need to
sitting
do
in
it, right? Is
traffic.
that how this works in the
So
bus?
please make sure your seatbelts are fastened, your seats are upright, and your tray tables are stowed. Our fabulous crew, including Toby, is here to ensure you have a
This
pleasant
is the
flight.
SayIntentions
So
cabin
if you need
announcements.
anything, just give us a shout. All right, crew, let's make sure everyone is seated and buckled up. Captain,
It's Janet and
Clear to
Toby.
start engines.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard our Airbus A321. Please pay attention to illuminated signs and crew instructions, including the following safety procedures. The safety card found
How
in
fucking
the
good does
seat
that
pocket
sound?
contains important information about exit routes, oxygen masks, life jackets, and the brace position. If you hear brace, brace, there are 8 emergency exits
Oof.
for this aircraft.
Starting engine 1. Start engine 1.
Okay.
All times. If the air supply fails,
Uh-oh, Dave. What are you doing? What are you buying? Tower's going to be 128.3. I'm on 121.9 right now. You getting a 7900 X3D or 9800 X3D, whatever the latest and greatest is? That's what I got my eye on. Maybe sometime next year. Two good starts. Let's go flaps 2. Well, I'm going to call for taxi on 121.9 in a second. Pittsburg Ground Pro Flight 682, ready to taxi.
Pro Flight 682. Taxi to runway 10 center via Delta 3 Whiskey.
One zero center via Delta 3 Whiskey, Pro Flight 682. Alright, let's make sure all things A-Cars is working. ProFlight A-Cars is working. APL A-Cars, I think, is working. Can we just talk about how damn good the ground handling is in the Phoenix now? Uh-oh. Okay. Okay. I see you, Dave. Alright, I'm over on 128.3 now. I'm waiting to see if I hear you. You have to share your audio on, right? Should we go for maximum immersion even though that sounds annoying? I think I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I don't hear you if you're transmitting. Pittsburg Tower, Pro Flight 682, hold short runway 10 center, ready for departure.
Pro Flight 682, Pittsburg Tower, runway 10C, winds 150 at 6, fly heading 100, cleared for takeoff.
Copy the wind, heading 100, clear for takeoff, runway 10 center, Pro Flight 682. I actually forgot to do like all the rest of the checklists. After start checklist.
Anti-ice.
Off.
ECAM status.
Checked.
Pitch trim.
Set checked.
Rudder trim.
Set checked.
After start checklist completed.
Flight controls checked.
Ready. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral.
Rudder.
Full left. Full right. Neutral.
Clear left. Clear left side.
Clear right side.
Brake check.
Pressure 0.
Yes, I'm doing the after start checklist on the runway. Because I'm a banana who forgot to do it and I'm trying to get it to catch up. Taxi checklist.
Flight controls.
Checked.
Checked. Flap setting.
Config 2 plus F. Config 2.
Config 2. Radar and predictive wind shear system.
On and auto.
Engine mode selector.
Normal.
ECAM memo.
Takeoff, no glue.
Taxi checklist completed.
Runway entry procedure.
Takeoff runway confirm. Approach path clear of traffic. Cabin crew be seated for takeoff.
Cabin crew, seats for departure.
Cabin crew, take seats for departure. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your lead flight attendant, Janet, speaking. We're just about ready to take off, so please make sure your seatbelts are
Lineup
fastened.
checklist.
Your seats are
Takeoff
upright,
runway.
and your tray tables are stowed. If you
Confirmed.
see Captain Chris up there
Runway
looking a bit
1
nervous,
0
don't worry.
center
He's
confirmed.
just trying to remember which
TCAS.
button to press. Enjoy
TA
the flight.
alright?
Packs 1 and 2.
Off.
Lineup checklist completed.
Takeoff.
Check.
Flex 52 blue, SRS, setting green, auto thrust blue.
Checked. Thrust set.
Airspeed alive.
$100 knots.
Checked.
V1. Rotate. Positive climb.
Gear up.
Gear up.
Prop flight 682, contact departure.
Over to departure, Flight 682. Pittsburg approach, Pro Flight 682, 2,600 for 4,000.
Pro Flight 682, Pittsburg approach. Radar contact cleared, direct Morgantown.
1,000 to go.
Direct Morgantown,
Packs are on.
682. Flaps 1.
Speed checked. Flaps 1.
Pro Flight 682, climb and maintain flight level 210.
210, Pro Flight 682. Flaps up.
Speed checked. Flaps 1.
Flaps up.
Speed checked. Flaps 1.
Flaps 0.
Speed checked. Flaps 0.
Yeah, I never heard you. Are you set to have the share your audio option on in SayIntentions? And did you hear me? That sucks.
Pro Flight 682, climb and maintain flight level 240.
240, Pro Flight 682.
just climbed to our cruising altitude of 24,000 feet, which is a bit like reaching the top of a very tall ladder, except this one is made of metal and has wings. You are now free to use your electronic devices.
She's a little mistaken.
So feel free to scroll through your social media, or pretend to be working, while actually watching cat videos. Oh, and I should mention that our onboard Wi-Fi service is now available, so you can connect and,
Pro Flight 682, contact Cleveland Center on 121.075.
down.
121.075 Flight 682. Cleveland Center, good evening for Flight 682, 1000 for flight level 240.
Pro Flight 682, Cleveland Center, good afternoon. Finleyville altimeter 30.02.
3002 for Flight 682. Actually kind of going south down and out and around of the weather, which is pretty interesting. Sounds so good. Let's make sure all our programs are running. Having weird FSUIPC issues lately. Alright, that's looking good. That's looking good. Did they ever, right, here we go. Let's request to take off. Arch, did they ever, Just Flight ever fix the Warrior? I remember it used to, like, you go full power and it just, like, pops a wheelie or something. I'm so tired today. I did not sleep well. Yeah, let us break out, huh?
Standard cross-checked. Passing flight level 185. Now,
Checked. A little bit of turbulence. Got some light chop here.
1,000 to go.
Oh, is that why? That's a really good cup of coffee.
Flight 682, expect the RNAV-Y runway 19er approach into Reagan. Descent in about 10 minutes. Let me know if you're ready earlier.
I'll expect the RNAV Yankee to Reagan. 672.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your lead flight attendant, Janet, speaking from the front of the cabin. We have just reached our cruising altitude of 24,000 feet, which is a bit like being on top of the world, except with more turbulence and less fresh air. Now, I know you're all eager for snacks, and I must say, we have some delightful options today. You can choose between our famous pretzels, which are basically just air with a hint of salt, or our gourmet cookies, which are so good they might just distract you from the fact that Captain Chris is up there trying to remember how to fly this thing. After our snack and drink service, we'll also have some fabulous items from the airline shop available for purchase. So
I
keep
got
your
you.
wallets ready. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight, or at least try to ignore the fact that you're 24,000 feet in the air with a man who thinks he's a pilot.
Flight attendant talks a lot of shit. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say it's about a 7. There's times when it does a really good job, but there's still a few handful of times where you get weird intercept angles and stuff like that. But those times are getting few and few between. Taxi instructions are overall pretty good. I'll say things with SayIntentions like, let's see, requesting taxi to a specific FBO or destination on the field actually works surprisingly well. You know, IRL will say, you know, requesting taxi to Signature, or requesting taxi to Atlantic, or Millionaire, or whatever the FBO is you're trying to go, or whatever the ramp is you're trying to go to. And for the most part, SayIntentions has really surprised me on knowing that kind of stuff. My buddy, a good example, gave me an example, for instance, was in Savannah. Said to request AI co-pilot that will hail the comms. Yes, AI Copilot will handle the comms, change the frequencies and stuff like that. You can tell it to do things. It's not FS to crew, so you can't like tell it to turn on the lights and stuff like that. It's strictly, it will just automate the comms portion. Stormy nights. So saying something like, you know, requesting taxi to Savannah Aviation is not something that I would have expected it to know, and it gave fairly close to accurate taxi instructions. I've done at my home base of Republic, requested taxi to Echo Ramp. As far as I've seen on any published chart, there is nothing that states the ramp that I go to is called Echo Ramp, and it knew. I don't know if it just guessed and I got lucky, but it knew. Can you use FS to crew and the AI Copilot? Well, yes, you can. That's actually what I'm using right now. I am running the FS to crew Phoenix A320, and and I have the option of running the AI Copilot. So the only thing that will break your immersion is if the voices aren't going to match, right? So my AI Copilot voice is not going to be the same one that FS to crew is using. FS to crew is still using a very nice footage. FS to crew is still using a very basic like speech to text or text to speech model, where the AI Copilot is very natural. And they add voices all the time. So this is this might show it off a little bit better. So there was a reason for this camera view. This is the Thrustmaster Warthog stick, and I have the FS Projects A320 handle on it with the rubber gator and all that fun stuff.
Set.
Let's mute that. What you just heard. Hey, Cleveland Center, Prolet 682 requesting to start our descent. I hear really good things about the wooden sides.
Cleared for the RNAVY runway 19er approach into Reagan. Freedom 6 arrival.
I don't even know what that was. I requested my descent and I got something very strange. Cleveland Center, Prolet 682 requesting to start our descent.
Prop flight 682, descend and maintain 1,000 feet.
It's at 1,000 feet. Whatever, we're gonna rock and roll with this. Tryson, thank you for the raid. How was your stream?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your lead flight attendant, Janet.
Smooth, what's going on? How you doing, Tryson?
We've left our cruising altitude and are now starting our approach to Washington Reagan National. Please return to your seats and ensure your seatbelts are fastened, as the lavatories are now off limits. I know, it's like being told you can't go to the bathroom at a really boring party, but trust me, it's for your safety. And if you see Captain Chris up there looking a bit too relaxed, just remember, he's the one.
Nice. What'd you do? Hey, Captain Chris, how are you?
For your cooperation.
I am a big fan of SayIntentions. I've been using it more and more. It just did some weird stuff to me now, but I mean, occasionally I get that. But for, I'd say like 90% 99% of use cases. It works just fine. Whatchamacallit heard me all messed up before. That's what happened. Okay. Doing well, doing well. Oh, it's a little bumpy. Yeah, that's fine, Ford. We're going into DCA. I'm going to be at gate Delta 43, I think, is where I'm going. Yeah, I like the AI cabin crew. That works good. I think, Janet and Toby. They constantly rag on me and poke fun. We're going, I think DCA to Boston is the next leg. Yeah, it's about an hour. I'm going to go with my better judgment, and I'm just going to bug for the bottom altitude on the arrival, because SayIntentions being a little weird. Distraction, go! What is up? Hi, thank you for the resub. Much appreciated. How are you doing? Hi, how was your flight last night? I was watching for a bit there. What'd you do? You did Tampa. I saw you just had ZLA. It didn't say where you were going. TU-850 transatlantic. Might be a bad idea. I mean, that's actually not a bad idea. I want to start getting into long hauls. I just, like, I don't have the time. Like, I need to, well, just got to plan. I mean, see, flights like that are cool because, like, you actually would have to plan. Ah, okay. You actually would have to, like, plan, like, you know, gliding range type airports or beaches or whatever. Which is stuff like that, you know, it's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't have the 777 yet. I'm kind of torn between the PMDG 777 or the Flight Factor. I hear really good things about both. The Flight Factor kind of is reeling me in a little bit more on that side of the fence because of the whole walk-around mode. I like stuff like that. It's kind of one of the things I'm looking forward to in 2024. But for the most part, we can do that too. I mean, it's not to say that I won't end up getting the PMDG 777, because then I get pulled back into the Musfuss side of things, because...
Prop flight 682, contact Potomac approach on 119.85.
119.85, prop flight 682. Because Musfuss is easier to do long hauls because all the data, the scenery is all streamed. Potomac approach pro flight 682, 2000 for 8,000 on the Freedom 6. X-plane, you have to load all the
682
scenery.
Potomac approach. Good afternoon, White Post altimeter 30.14.
3014, 682. Okay. We got options. Yeah, my biggest problem with the long hauls is finding the time. Like, I need to find a time where I could do something like long and like go to sleep. Like for the overnight, like long part of the flight, I guess. I don't think it does. I don't think it does. That would be really cool, though, if somehow you got 2 copies of SayIntentions to link up, and then have the ATC and even the traffic injection synced. That would be sick.
Flight 682, proceed direct air IC. Descend and maintain 2500, altimeter 30.19er until established. Cleared for the RNAV runway 19er approach. Speed below 180 knots until established.
Direct air, descend and maintain 2,500, cleared RNAV, Yankee 19er. For flight 682. They really clear us right over the, right over this Dulles right in front of us? Yeah, I
Ladies
don't
and
know
gentlemen, this is your lead flight
if this is 100%
attendant,
accurate, but
speaking.
what
We're now on our final approach into Washington, which is just a fancy way of saying we're about to land. So please turn off your electronic devices and stow them away. I know, it is like asking you to put away your favorite toy, but trust me, it has for your safety.
Yeah, I mean, that would be pretty cool.
Please put your tray tables away and make sure your seats
I might have
are
to
in
make that as a
full upright
suggestion.
position.
I'm
And
sure it's on
don't
their
forget
radar,
to
too.
fasten your seatbelt, because if Captain Chris up there has his way, we might just bounce a bit on landing. Thank you for your cooperation.
Approach checklist.
Barrow ref.
3014 set.
3014.
So much sass.
Set. Seatbelts.
On.
Minimum.
.780 set. Set checked.
Auto brake.
Medium. Medium armed.
Engine mode selector.
Normal.
Approach checklist completed.
See, I always get confused with the Airbus checklist. It's so hard. I mean, I guess this is obviously one of the reasons why most pilots are not typed and actively fly a bunch of different style of aircraft, is my guess. Just trying to remember all the SOPs for the Airbus and then jump into the 7.3. It's a lot. I honestly don't know how. I don't know if anybody has seen those guys on YouTube, Nomadic. They're like type rated on anything with wings, and you know, I don't know how they keep it all straight. I guess if you bounce back and forth enough times, you can keep it straight. Flaps 1.
Speed checked. Flaps 1. $1,000 to go.
Flaps 2.
Speed checked. Flaps 2.
$2,500.
Radar altimeter alive.
Pro Flight 682, contact Reagan Tower on 119.1.
119.1, Pro Flight 682. Washington Town, Pro Flight 682, RNF Yankee 19er.
Pro Flight 682, Reagan Tower, winds 192 at 8, runway 19er, clear to land.
Gear down.
Gear down.
Flaps 3.
Cabin crew be seated for landing. Speed checked. Flaps 3.
Which cam? I don't know which cam I'm on right now. This one? Flaps full.
Speed checked. Flaps full.
Landing checklist.
ECAM memo.
Landing no blue.
Landing checklist completed. Bank. $1,000.
1,000. $100 above. Minimum.
Continuing.
Sync rate.
500.
Pitch.
100. 50. 40.
Spoilers. Reverse green. Decel.
ProFlight 682, Reagan Tower. Welcome to Reagan. Contact ground on 121.7.
70 knots.
Retard. Retard.
One to 1.7. Let's just say it. Thank you, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your lead flight attendant, Janet, speaking. We have just landed in Washington, and I must say Captain Chris has done a splendid job. It was rated an 8 out of 10, which is pretty good for him. The weather here is a lovely 57 degrees Fahrenheit with a few clouds, which is just enough to make you think about bringing a jacket, but not enough to ruin your day.
Oh,
Fun
God.
fact, Washington is home to the world's largest library, which is great if you like reading books about things you probably won't remember. Please remain seated until we reach our final parking.
Washington ground, ProFlight 682, request taxi to gate Delta 43.
And Chris, First Officer Janet, and the entire crew, we wish you a delightful stay or safe travels onward. Goodbye.
ProFlight 682, taxi to D40 via Alpha, cross runway 04, then Charlie, Kilo. Have a great day.
Gate Delta 43 via Alpha, cross runway 4, Charlie, Kilo, ProFlight 682.
ProFlight 682, taxi to Delta 40 via Alpha, cross runway 4, Charlie, Kilo.
So that's the only bug that still seems to be standing for some reason, is the repeat of the taxi instructions even when you get it right. I keep submitting it as like a bug report. It's not fixed yet. I'm sure it's on the radar. Sometimes I know it's me, I'm not saying something right, and then there's other times that I know that it looks like it actually did it right, and it's just not. It's just repeating itself. I stopped using Volanta. You know what I use now? Volanta never worked for me, so I have thrown in the towel on Volanta. I use fshub.io. So what I was saying is I stopped using Volanta because it never really worked for me. I've been using fshub.io. I think it is a fantastic tool for tracking your flights. It doesn't have as much of the social aspect, so to speak. But it does what I need it to do, and that's it tracks my flights and basically gives me a little online logbook, which I kind of like. That's what I was hoping to use Volanta for. It just never really worked for me. As for what's wrong with it, everything. It never it never recorded my flights like it should have. After landing checklist. After landing checklist.
Radar and predictive wind shear system.
Off.
After landing checklist completed.
Parking checklist.
Parking brake or chocks.
Set.
Engines.
Off.
Wing lights.
Off.
Fuel pumps.
Off.
Parking checklist completed.
ETA, maybe like 15 minutes or so. Just gotta get flight plan and all that fun stuff set up. So we're gonna do new flight in that. Minus 175 for the landing. I will take it. Let me submit this. Awesome. Enjoy, Orford. I appreciate that. All right. DCA to Boston, up next. Little hydration. This is the A320FCU.com. I did a review on it on my YouTube channel. Actually, just did the review on the Cockpit Simulator 737 one. And this Thursday, we have the review of the Winwing FCU coming out. No. Sorry, I kind of word saladed that a little bit. So, I did a review on the Cockpit Simulator FCU. And this Thursday, the Winwing FCU. Sorry, FMC. And then the Airbus FCU, the one here. I'm doing my review videos coming out Thursday. But Winwing is supposedly doing some Boeing hardware, so get excited, because I know I am. I'm looking forward to their 320 McDo. I'm looking forward to their autopilot, the whole gamut. Everything that they got, I'm pretty much just going to get at this point. I'm very happy with Winwing. Yeah. See, I don't even know if I would say cheap. I would probably use the word affordable, and here's why. And this is just me. And I'm not telling you how to speak. This is just where my thought process is. When I hear the word cheap, I think poorly made. It's just the way my brain works. I think poorly made. This stuff is quality. I have a shit ton. Exactly. Yeah, when I hear like, oh, it's cheap, I'm like, oh, it must suck. But it doesn't. For $100, this thing is awesome. It's awesome. No bad at all. I'm just telling you, this is just how my brain like associates things. And everybody's different. But it is cheap. It's cheap, especially when you look at. I've been in the flight sim game for a while. It's not on this overhead, it's on my 7.3 overhead. But I have the old Go Flight panels that were like $150 for just some toggle switches and an LED. Like, that's overpriced to me. Flying with a yoke is tough. Yeah, I don't know if I couldn't do it. Like, even just having the yoke in front of me, I'm just using it for the buttons, for like the FS to crew mute and like the whatchamacallit, oh my god, track IR. But other than that, I feel kind of weird just having this in front of me right now when I'm flying with the side stick. But the Winwing side stick, from what I heard, is very good quality. But yeah. Yeah, you can't go wrong with the Winwing. ATIS. I'm all over the map. $132.65.
Loosen feet. Temperature 16. Dew point 4. Altimeter 3016.
Next flight DCA to
Arriving
Boston.
and departing runways 19er, 1522. Visual approach is in use. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Read back all runway and hold short instructions. VFR departures contact clearance delivery on 128.25. Advise on initial contact you have information Sierra. Washington Reagan National, Information Sierra. 1852 Zulu. Wind 200 at 12.
So I've never done. Let's start setting up.
Roger.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your lead flight attendant, Janet, speaking. Welcome aboard our flight number 682 on this magnificent Phoenix A321.
Phoenix?
Or as I like to call it,
Janet,
Flying
get off
Tin
this
Can.
plane. We don't
We're
need
currently
you.
at Washington, and we're off to Boston, where the tea is always wicked good. Our captain, Chris, is at the helm, and I must say, he's got the flying skills of a pigeon on a windy day. And our first officer, Janet, is here too, probably trying to figure out how to make the coffee. We have 191 of you lovely folks on board, so let us make sure you find your seats.
You don't like
and
Janet?
spill
We
your
can switch to
luggage
somebody
properly.
else.
Or I might have to start charging you for the extra legroom. Sit back, relax, and let's hope Chris remembers which way
Clear
is
to
up.
Boston. Maintain 4,000. 3631. Set. This crew is crazy. The PDCs need a little bit of work, I think.
I'm out for the walk around.
Because, like, it should be giving me the sit, and it's not. But if I did voice, it would give it to you. Oh, that's funny. Alright, we're going to do fast load on that, so we should be ready to push in about 7 minutes. Fortnite, that should give you enough time. Everything looks good here.
I'm back. No issues on the walk around.
Hi, the security and safety check are all done. Are we good to start boarding?
Yes.
Okay.
What is the... Just gears, bro? Who's nose gear? My nose gear? Janet on the way. Ah. The only thing is there's still something with these engines that they're not spooling down all the way. I don't know why that is. Like, we've been stopped for at least a good 5 to 10 minutes. They shouldn't be moving at this clip, and I don't think it's that windy to justify the engines moving this way. They used to not do that, so I don't know why that is. Oh, you should buy the Phoenix add-on now before the price discount goes away. Right now, I think they have a sale still going on. I think they said in a couple of days they were going to... A couple of days after. It's back to full price already? Okay. Yeah, I know they said they were gonna go and raise it. Alright, I am gonna go hit the bathroom really quick, let this thing get all boarded up, and then we will get ready to rock and roll.
Hi guys, here's the load sheet for you.
Alright. I'm gonna crack a window. So it's a little toasty. think I'm gonna grab some snackies. A little bit of Maui Monk, shall we? Ugh. Okay. All right. Let's get ready to rock and roll. So, experimental is open for. I think you have to have say intentions for longer than a certain amount of time to use the experimental branch, because they want you to get comfortable with it. Aircraft is loaded. Let's get the performance. Okay, that's good. So the option on your say intentions should be live multiplayer proximity. So global is just anyone in the world who's talking to the same controller type. So, you know, I might hear Pittsburg Tower if I'm at DCA, so to speak. Proximity is you'd have to be within radio range. So, you know, you being at DCA, you'd hear me at DCA, so to speak. That's what I have it set up to. And then there's the pre-recorded prox, which is the same thing. It's just, whatchamacallit. Are you not at the same airport? Are you ready for the departure briefing?
Go ahead.
Any questions?
No questions.
We'll just skip that. Yeah, if you're at the same airport, same frequency, then I should hear you. Before start checklist.
Parking brake.
Set.
Takeoff speeds and thrust.
Set and checked.
V1, 1, 3, 4. VR, 1, 3, 8. V2, 1, 4, 0. Flex temp, 5, 5 degrees. Windows.
But you're still at the same airport. That should be the only thing that matters. We could test it, actually. I'll switch to tower and have you do a radio check. I'll see if I hear you. Set and checked.
Are you sure about that? Beacon.
On.
Before start checklist completed.
So I'm just on proximity.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Live multiplayer proximity is what I'm on. Westland ground, Proflight 682, ready for push and start.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin
Proflight
inserted.
682, push and start approved. Tail southeast.
I'm going to switch in a second. Push and start approved, tail southeast, Proflight 682. Okay, go ahead now.
Locking gear.
And are you on 119.1? Nice, Dave. What am I doing here for a second?
Release parking brakes. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Starting engine 2. Starting engine 2.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your lead flight attendant, Janet, speaking. Welcome aboard our flight from Washington to Boston. Our captain, Chris, is at the helm, and I must say,
No, I didn't.
he's got
I'm
the
gonna...
flying skills of a pigeon trying to navigate a wind tunnel. And our first officer,
Are you on
Janet, is here
119.1?
too, probably still figuring out how to make the coffee. We have 191 of you lovely
I
folks
just turned
on
on
board.
live
So let
global
us
right
make sure you
now.
find your seats and stow your luggage properly, or I might have to start charging you for extra labor.
Cleared for
Now,
takeoff.
let us talk safety, shall we? First things first,
Belarus
please
Avia
fasten your
681,
seatbelts.
Minsk Tower,
To do
Windcom,
this,
runway
simply
31
insert
right,
the
clear to
metal tip
land.
into the buckle until you hear a click. To release, just lift the buckle. It is as easy as pie, but I cannot promise it'll be as tasty. In the unlikely event of a cabin pressure drop, oxygen masks will drop down from above. Pull the mask towards you to start the flow of oxygen.
Cleared for takeoff,
Place it
10-11
over your
X-ray.
nose and mouth, and breathe normally. If you're traveling with a child, or someone who looks like they might need help, put your mask on first. Because, let us be honest, you cannot help them if you're passed out like a sack of potatoes. And if we happen to find ourselves in a situation where we need to use life vests, they're located
Try
under
it
your
again.
seats. To use
Starting
them,
engine 1.
pull them out,
Okay.
slip them over your head, and inflate by pulling the red tabs. If you're feeling fancy, you can also inflate them by blowing into the tubes. Just don't blow too hard, or you might end up with a balloon animal instead of a life vest. Now, the weather in Boston is looking lovely, with a temperature of 14 degrees Celsius. So, pack your shorts or your parka, depending on your personal style. All right, crew, let us make sure everyone is seated
Was
and
that
has
you?
their seatbelts fastened.
Pilatus 47
And
Echo,
Captain,
taxi to
the
parking at
cabin
your
is ready.
discretion and stay with me.
Taxi to my discretion, stay with you. Class 47 Echo.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Qantas 77, contact departure on 123.0.
I heard Bonanza. And you have checked off to share your audio?
Bugatti Tower, correction, 1011 X-ray, requesting departure on runway 5.
Have to start checklist.
Anti-ice.
Alaska
Off.
69. Welcome to
ECAM
Seattle.
status.
Contact ground on 121.7.
Checked.
Pitch trim.
Bugatti Tower, how do you read? Good Tower, requesting departure on
0.9%
runway
set.
5.
Rudder trim.
Neutral.
After start checklist completed.
Flight controls check.
Ready.
1.7, Alaska 69.
Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral.
Rudder.
Take out 1011 X-ray.
Full left. Full right. Neutral.
4900-4900, Tour Venizelos. Montez à niveau de vol 300.
Lancer 123 Heavy, Berlin Brandenburg Airport Tower, runway 24 left, winds 245 at 4, cleared for takeoff. Cleared for takeoff.
No, I don't hear you for some
runway
reason.
24
Very
left.
weird.
Lancer 123 Heavy.
I'm going to turn off global because I'm hearing people from all over the
4900,
planet.
4900. Contactez Athènes sur 123 décimal 83.
Very weird. Let's see something here. Yeah, I see you on the ground there. You're on the runway. That's so weird. Which one is they so you can hear people?
No problem. Have a safe flight.
So the option for live proximity is just that. It's just called live multiplayer proximity. So as long as you're on the same level of so live multiplayer proximity is the same frequency within radio range, which should be the case because you're at the same airport. Shouldn't matter which sim. Very weird. And as long as share your audio is on, unless there's another setting in the pilot portal that I don't remember if you also had to turn on, which might be possible, but I think it's just this now. Clear left side.
Clear right side.
Brake check.
Pressure 0.
And watching the ground for flight 682, ready to taxi.
Flight 682, Reagan Tower. Taxi to runway 19 via November, Lima, Juliet, cross runway 15 at your discretion.
November, Lima, Juliet, cross runway 15, my discretion to runway 19, Pro Flight 682.
Flight 682, read back correct. Continue taxi to runway 19 via November, Lima, Juliet, cross runway 15 at your discretion.
Terrible taxi. I'm doing. Taxi checklist.
Flight controls.
Checked.
Checked. Flap setting.
Config 2.
Config 2. Radar and predictive wind shear system.
On and auto.
Engine mode selector.
Normal.
ECAM memo.
Takeoff, no blue.
Taxi checklist completed.
Washington Tower, Profile 682. Holding short runway 19, ready for departure.
Flight 682, runway 19er, winds 190 at 12. Fly heading 190, cleared for takeoff.
190, cleared for takeoff, Profile 682. Runway entry procedure.
Takeoff runway confirm. Approach path clear of traffic. Cabin crew be seated for takeoff.
Cabin crew seats for departure.
Cabin crew, take seats for departure. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your lead flight attendant, Janet, speaking. We are now preparing for departure, so please make sure your seatbelts are fastened, your seats
Takeoff
are in the upright
runway.
position, and your tray tables are stowed away.
19er, confirmed.
If you see Captain Chris
Runway
looking a bit
19
nervous, don't
confirmed.
worry. He's just
TCAS.
trying to remember which way is up.
TARA.
Sit
Pax
back,
1 and 2.
relax, and enjoy the flight, or at least try to enjoy it more than Chris
Lineup
enjoys
checklist
flying.
completed.
So there's 3 separate push-to-talks. There's push-to-talk for ATC, push-to-talk for Intercom 1, which is the co-pilot, and push-to-talk for Intercom 2, which I have set to the cabin crew. Takeoff.
Check.
Man, flex 55 blue, SRS green, auto thrust blue.
Checked. Thrust set. $100 knots. V1. Rotate. Positive climb.
Gear up.
Gear up.
Dave, just give me a little refresher course on the Airbus. Over to departure, Flight 682. The throttles are what control your auto throttle. So, for instance, I'm in
Pax are
flex. I'm going to pull the throttles into the climb detent. Here the engines go from takeoff flex power down to climb thrust. And we see thrust climb or throttle climb on our scorecard. So departure profile 682, 2,800 for 4,000.
$1,000 to go.
Flight 682, Potomac departure, radar contact. Cleared direct to Mach B. Climb and maintain flight level 200.
Direct Mach B, climb and maintain flight level 200 for flight 682. Flaps 1. Flaps 1.
Speed checked. Flaps 1.
Flaps 0.
Speed checked. Flaps 0.
Yeah, so it's, and you can even see on the overhead, Airbus is pretty much a lights out philosophy. There are no lights illuminated on the overhead, or at least that's how I've learned it. Is it's a lights out philosophy. It's fly by wire. It's very, I don't want to say it's hands off. You still need to be involved, but a lot of things are very automated about it, like the throttles. Once the like you move the throttles between your detents. You know, like you see here right now, it's in the climb detent. I don't know if you can see that well on stream. So right now it's in the climb detent. The flex or max continuous thrust is the next detent, and then it's toga past there. So it's not a button for toga. You actually would move the throttles all the way up, and the FADEC controls everything, from what I understand.
ProFlight 682, climb and maintain flight level 250.
250, ProFlight 682.
ProFlight 682, correct readback, climb and maintain flight level 250.
So like stuff like that's a little annoying. Because like it's like correct readback, but then it reads it back again. It shouldn't do that, but it'll get there. Yeah, I don't know what it is in the code that is telling it to keep repeating the instructions like that. But I find when I'm in that situation, I just don't reply. Like, at first I was replying thinking it was, thinking it was not hearing me right, so I was repeating it, but then I was just realizing it's just repeating itself, so I just stopped.
ProFlight 682, contact Washington Center on 134.5.
134.5, ProFlight 682.
Attendant Janet speaking. We have just climbed
Washington Center, ProFlight 682, 1000 from 250.
height of a really tall giraffe, but without the neck. You are now free to use your electronic devices.
ProFlight 682, Washington Center. Good afternoon, Camp Springs, altimeter 30.15.
Should be just under an hour. 3015, ProFlight 682.
Our onboard Wi-Fi service is available now.
Ooh, that would be a
so
good
you can
command
share
day
your
of
thoughts
flight
on
time.
how Captain Chris is doing a marvelous
Wonder how I
job
could do
of
that.
not flying us into a mountain. Enjoy your flight.
ProFlight 682, climb and maintain flight level 290.
290, ProFlight 682. You got a beast of a machine there, Dave. And that's the new, I don't know what Intel's calling it. My contacts in, so now I can't see. It's the Ultra 9. Yeah, I mean that's gonna eat everything up and spit it out.
Flight 682, climb and maintain flight level 350.
Up to 350 for Flight 682.
Standard cross-checked. Passing flight level 184. Now.
Checked. Give me a lot of ideas for commands, Dave. I just don't know how to pull it all off. And Dave, what do you have now? You have a what, a 2080? Here's your video card. What CPU do you have?
Flight 682, climb and maintain flight level 370.
370 for Flight 682. Here's what's interesting. None of this follow. Name is the calf cross between two lines on the screen for me. Pilotita? I think that's your name. Who the follow? Welcome in. Apologies if I mangled it. Probably like another 30-ish miles. We should be coming out of the well. This is probably behind. What's it saying? Oh, what CPU and video card do you have now? You have like a 20 series, right? A 2080 or something? Oh, it did file for 3.7. Why? I thought I filed for 2.9. Leaf Gen. I just think it's gonna knock your socks off. I mean, there's really no other way to describe it. It's gonna be butter smooth. You're gonna have, oh wow, you're really gonna enjoy that. Like, that is such a huge upgrade from where you're at now that your experience is gonna be night and day in flight sim land. What's up, Iowa? How are you? I did, Corky. I did. So I don't know why that flash was happening. What did Lumia say? Why do we have a flash? Ah, it says Dave created a clip. But that is pretty funny. I could probably actually do something like that, like if you connect, have it do a flash. So here's my 2-night review on the weighted blanket. It's nice. It's very heavy. I feel like it might be better suited for a king bed. Sound clips playing with my friend. Mainly because it hangs off, it's so big, it hangs off on all sides that it almost wants to pull itself off of the bed, if that makes sense. So I'm kind of like folding it on top of itself, which is making it even heavier. I like it. But if the CG gets a little bit off, it tends to want to just slide itself off onto the floor. I don't even know if Big Blanket Code does that. Don't they just only make Gigantor things? Did they? Did she? But she buy the wrong one. I texted her. I need answers. It definitely has to be the king size. It's massive. It's massive. It's like the size of my whole bedroom. Oh, she said she got the queen. What the hell? What size would the king be? If they either they sent the wrong one or they oversized the queen by a substantial amount. But it's like stupid oversized. Like, it touches the floor on every aspect by a lot. Which I wouldn't think would be the case. Like, it spills over on the foot of the bed by like a solid 3 feet of extra material. Easily is sitting on the floor. And then on either side of the bed is probably like 2... Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. It's got like hooks and stuff. I mean, I don't know. Right now, I folded it on the foot of the bed. Like, I folded it up so it's not on the floor. And it's really heavy. I am starving. pork udon noodle dish after this. ATC is awfully quiet. That means they're up to no good. Yeah. I don't exactly know which one she bought, but I want to say it's the cooling weighted, because, I mean, that's just what it feels like.
Flight 682, contact New York Center on 133.5.
133.5, Flight 682. New York Center, good afternoon, Flight 682, Flight 360.
1,000 to go.
Flight 682, New York Center, good afternoon. Flight 682, New York Center. Expect the ILS runway 22 left approach into Boston. Roebuck 3 arrival. I'll have you descending in about 20 minutes. Just let me know if you want sooner.
Expect the ILS 22 left, Roebuck 3. Flight 682. I don't want to ruin my dinner, but this satchel of Maui Monk is staring me in the face.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your lead flight attendant, Janet, speaking. We have reached our cruising altitude of 37,000 feet, which is quite impressive, considering Captain Chris is at the controls. Now, we'll be starting our snack and drink service shortly, and let me tell you, our pretzels are so good, they should have their own fan club. After that, we'll be showcasing some delightful articles from the airline shop, because who does not want to buy a souvenir that reminds you of this flight? So sit back, relax, and try not to think about how Chris is flying us through the air like a
a fucking confused pigeon. I don't even know where you are. I don't even know what camera's on anymore. I don't even know what's going on. Here? Alright, I'm fighting myself not to, as much as I really want to. Oh, it didn't board everybody this time. That is impressive. What is that, the new Pixel 9? I haven't charged my phone since 9 a.m. this morning, and I'm at 81% with light usage and a phone call. Pretty abysmal. Coming up to TD here. And New York Center Pro Flight 682 requesting to start our descent.
Flight 682, descend via Roebuck 3 for the ILS runway 22 left approach into Boston. Altimeter 30.19er.
We'll descend via the Roebuck 3 for the ILS 22. ILS 22, I think we're looking at 5,000 feet.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your lead flight attendant, Janet, speaking. We have just left our cruising altitude and started our approach to Boston. Now, I know you might be tempted to stretch those legs, but I must insist that everyone return to their seats. The lavatories are now off limits, so if you're
Janet's
planning
acting
on
up
a quick
again.
visit, you might want to reconsider that decision. Captain Chris is trying his best to land us safely, and we would not want to distract him with any unexpected surprises, would we? So buckle up.
I've been
Let us know when he remembers which way is down.
toying with the idea of going back to Android again. There's things I miss. I don't hate Apple, I feel like they're not innovating and they're too complacent. Like, if we run down the list, like iMessage was kind of a big feature for me because I know, you know, again, everybody I know is on iPhone. They're all the same, exactly, and I feel like I'm spending all this money just to get a new battery, like nothing's really going on. I mean, I don't know how much Android land is innovating either, but like, I don't know, the camera's fine on the iPhone, I don't really have a problem, I use it for a lot of video stuff. You know, iMessage, there's like 2 people I text on iMessage, most everybody I know is on, whatchamacallit? Yeah, I had the 11 Pro, and then I went to the 14 Pro, and then now I just got the 16 Pro. And honestly, the main driving force to get the 16 Pro was to get on USB-C. Well, that's also the thing too, right? Is it's the whole ecosystem. I have the MacBook for certain work tasks, but I'm not a big MacBook fan. I have the iPad for ForeFlight. I have the same problem, Corgi. Earpods don't stay in my ears for shit. The AirPod Pros are the only thing that come close. They still occasionally fall out, but they will stay in the most. Man, the Airbus just descends so crazy. I'm real confused on what this thing is doing with the altitude restriction right now. Bottom altitude is 210. It's not holding that. Like, can we climb? The Bose AirPods used to hurt my ears so much. The Pixel Buds used to hurt my ears so much. You know which ones were the best for me? The Samsung Galaxy Buds 2. They had that like screw thread almost that you could like screw into your ear.
$1,000 to go.
Sky Command, thank you for the bits. Coming in hot with the Riz. We got the Rizzler here. How you doing, Sky? Alright, so right now we're on VNAV. I don't know why that blew through it. Happy Sunday indeed. I am down for some demonologist. don't know why it did that weirdo stuff. Now it looks fine. So weird. Sure I should be with Boston Center. Then they passed me over and I zoned out and didn't pay attention. You have control?
I have control.
I thought that kicks this over. I guess not. I have control.
You have control. Three, 0, 1, 0, set, passing, 17,900. Now.
Oh, how do I have the AI pilot? That's FS to crew. Checked. FS to crew is...
You have control.
What the fuck is this thing? No. FS to crew is software... It's a software add-on that basically gives you your AI flight... I shouldn't say it's not really AI, it's scripted. But it gives you a virtual co-pilot to basically run checklists. It'll challenge you if things aren't set right, which is kind of cool. So if you forgot something, a light on, let's say if what part of the checklist is beacon lights, and you say on because subconsciously you think you did it and you didn't, it'd be like, you sure about that? So it's kind of cool. It can set altitudes, it can manipulate like the radios and things like that. I never found it to be very good at that stuff, so I mainly just use it for a checklist, and I mainly got back into it because of the animated FO that you can get, which I have in the 7.3, which is kind of cool. The only thing that I wish is that it's kind of, for lack of a better word, it's a little scammy, because you need the full product to get the animated first officer. So it's kind of, yes, it's a payware. So it's kind of like you pay for the program to get all the main functionality, and then, it's not terribly expensive. It's like $15, I think, or $20. And then you spend like another 15 or 20 to get the animated FO, which seems to be a completely separate application. It's not like an add-on to the existing, even though they say you need the base model. I'm not really exactly sure how they're pulling it all off, but I don't know. Alright, we got our lights set. Approach checklist.
Barrow ref.
3010 set.
3010 set. Seatbelts.
Cross flight 682.
Minimum.
Contact Boston approach on 118.25.
216 set. 118.25. 216 set. 216 feet set.
Auto brake.
Low armed.
Engine mode selector.
Normal.
Approach checklist completed.
Boston approach, pro flight 682, 1000, descending on the road up 3.
Pro flight 682, Boston approach, good afternoon, Taunton, altimeter 30.13.
3013, pro flight 682.
United 2023, contact Boston Center on 127.975. United 2023, let's get you back on course. Turn left, heading 225 vectors for the ILS runway 22 left approach. United 2023, contact Boston Center on 127.975. Skyhawk 26 Bravo Charlie Roger, descent at your discretion. Expect runway 33 left at Boston. Advise when you have the field in sight.
Boston approach, JetBlue 1671, 10,000 now leave.
JetBlue 1671 Boston approach. Roger.
Jazz 611, contact Boston Center on 127.975.
Please ensure everyone is seated and has fastened their seatbelts. Captain, cabin is ready.
Own navigation.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your lead flight attendant, Janet, speaking. We are now on our final approach into Boston, which is just a fancy way of saying we're about to land, so please turn off your electronic devices and stow them away. You know, just in case Captain Chris decides to pull one of his famous last-minute stunts. Please put your tray tables away and ensure your seats are in their fold.
We always pull last-minute
And
stunts.
don't forget to fasten your seatbelts, because we wouldn't want you to go flying around the cabin like a confused balloon. Thank you for your cooperation, and let us hope Chris remembers how to land this thing.
JetBlue 1132, proceed direct Cohas, descend and maintain 3000 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway.
You know, I gotta say, I don't appreciate Janet's going pretty hard on me.
Direct Cohas, descend and maintain 3000 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 32 left approach. JetBlue 1132.
Boston approach, civilian 319, up 5000.
Is radar 319 Boston approach, say again your request.
We are level at 5000. Boston approach, civilian 319, if we are at 5000, request to higher.
Making 6,000, left heading 350 for vector for the ILS 27 approach.
Hopefully they fix that shit too, but that seems
for Southwest 508. You need your previous
immersion.
for vectors and altitude for Southwest 508.
Delta 508, good evening.
Right heading 105, descend and maintain 4000, citation 4 Bravo Tango.
Yes, I am.
Citation 4 Bravo Tango. Turn right heading 090.
Turn right heading 170, down to 3000. Cleared for the ILS runway 22 left approach, citation 4 Bravo Tango.
Skyhawk 2 Mike Romeo. Contact Boston Center on 132.9er. Contact Boston Center on 132.9er, 262 Mike 9er. 262 Mike Romeo.
I did get an 8 out of a 10 from her on the last landing at the DCA.
$1,000 to go.
We are 9 days away from MustFest 2024. Who's excited? Slam and vacate, huh? I have to say, since going from angle to rate, I'm quite enjoying the rig. I'm not getting as much movement on just like normal aircraft movements, but it feels more realistic, if that makes sense.
American 142, request lower. 6,000, American 142. American 142, turn left heading 055. Left heading 055, American 142.
Yeah, it's good. I might have a few tweaks to make, but for the most part, I'm pretty happy with everything. Because it seems like turbulence isn't really affected. So when turbulence kicks in, that feels about the same. Acceleration, deceleration feels about the same. The only thing that I may change, but I still have to experiment some more.
Pro Flight 682, speed 220 knots.
220, Pro Flight 682. The only thing I may change is I might put pitch back to angle.
682, correct reback, maintain 220 knots.
Yeah, I don't know why it keeps doing that. I don't know why I keep saying correct reback, but then repeats what it just told me. If it was a correct reback, there's no reason to repeat what it just told me. I may do pitch because I don't feel the acceleration as much, because I don't think the telemetry in MustFus is 100% proper for that. So we'll have to play around and see. There are accelerate and decelerate settings, but also with the P6 coming, I don't even know how much more time I want to put into adjusting these. I'm probably gonna have to retweak everything again from start to finish. Flaps 1.
Speed checked. Flaps 1.
JetBlue 1671, contact Boston Tower on 124.725.
That is the other option, right? I don't want to do too much tweaking now because I don't know where that puts me with the P6. I could be right in the ballpark for P6 settings, or I could be way off and it's going to have to be tweaked anyway. It feels the best in VR. It's good in this. In VR, it feels incredible. It really feels close to the real thing.
Maintain 12000. 5128. Delta 5128, contact Boston Center on 127.975.
Wait, clinic, Shamrock 135.
Shamrock 135, contact Boston Tower on 128.8.
Approach, 2450, passing 5.6, or 4000.
Pro Flight 682, proceed direct Wayne. Descend and maintain 3000. Altimeter 30.09er until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 22 left approach.
Direct Wayne, set and maintain 3000. Cleared ILS 22 left approach, Pro Flight 682. Blip, blip, blip. I don't know where it's getting these altimeter settings.
Boston Center 7968 Tango, am I clear for the approach?
Skylark 68 Tango, turn right heading 115, vectors for the ILS runway 4 right approach.
I'm 68 Tango, I'm on the ILS right now.
Skylark 68 Tango, contact Boston Tower on 128.8, thanks.
American 142, left heading 055, approved.
Left heading 055, American 142.
Bahamas 160. 6, contact Boston Center on 127.9 or 75. Skyjet 41 Juliet.
What terminal is American Park at in Boston? Why are we not descending, dude? Come on.
Skyjet 41 Juliet, climb and maintain flight level 180. 180, Skyjet 1 Juliet. Cirrus 791.
Yeah, if you know, you don't have to look it up. I'll just guess. It doesn't really matter. I feel like it's Terminal B.
Duke Zulu, this is contact. Boston approach. Boston approach, this is Duke Zulu Sierra on frequency.
Beautiful.
1,000 to go.
Flaps 2. Flaps 2.
Speed checked. Flaps 2.
Flaps 3.
Speed checked. Flaps 3.
Flight 682.
Radar
Contact
altimeter
Boston Tower on
alive.
128.8.
Cirrus 791, traffic at your 11 o'clock, 6 miles.
Over to 1288 for Flight 682. Boston Tower for Flight 682, wireless 22 left.
Pro Flight 682, Boston Tower, winds 230 at 12. Runway 22 left, clear to land.
2's left, clear to land. Flight 682. Gear down.
Gear down.
Flaps full.
Cabin
Flaps.
crew be seated for landing. Speed checked. Flaps full.
Skylark 68 Tango, welcome to Boston. Contact ground
Landing
on
checklist.
121.75.
ECAM memo.
Landing no blue.
Landing checklist completed.
Good afternoon, Delta 2222, ready for departure, runway 33 left.
Delta 2222, Boston Tower, runway 33 left, line up and wait.
Line up and wait, runway 33 left, Delta 2222.
Delta 2222, wind 280 at 21, runway 33 left, cleared for takeoff.
Boston Tower, Delta 5128, we're ready for takeoff, runway 22 right.
1,000.
Delta 5128, Boston Tower, runway 22 right, winds 120 at 8. RNAV TJ, cleared for takeoff.
Delta Boeing 787, Boston Tower, winds calm, runway 27, cleared for takeoff. Delta 5128, contact departure on 133.0. 5, Boston Tower, winds 291 at 7. Runway 33 right, clear to land. United 221, contact departure.
Janet's gonna be pissed.
100 above. 221, good night, contact Boston Center on 133.325. Safe flight to KSDF.
Minimum.
Frontier 408, ready for takeoff, runway 27.
Light slope.
Tower, JetBlue
Light
781,
slope.
holding short, 09er, ready for departure.
40. 30.
Boston Tower, wind
20.
069er,
Retard.
2 runway 9er, cleared for takeoff.
5.
Clear for takeoff, JetBlue 781. JetBlue 781, contact departure.
Spoilers. Reverse green.
Flight
Decel.
682, welcome to Boston. Contact ground on 121.75.
Holding short 22 right, ready for takeoff.
70 knots.
Boeing 321, Boston Tower, winds 189er at 11, runway 22 right, cleared for takeoff. Runway 22 right, cleared for takeoff, Boeing 321.
Felt like butter.
321, contact departure.
See what Janet has to say for herself.
Captain, we have landed safely.
Over to 1 to 1.7 for flight 682.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your lead flight attendant, Janet, speaking. Welcome to Boston. We've just landed, and I must say, Captain Chris managed to touch down with the grace of a hippo on roller skates. Hey, we're on the ground, and that is what counts. Did you know Boston is home to the first American lighthouse? Yes, Ida's true. And the weather here
She's
is
out of her
delightful
goddamn mind.
7 degrees Fahrenheit, with a few scattered clouds, perfect for a stroll.
That was a 180.
Hiding from Captain Chris's
It stopped
flight.
early again, by the way.
Please remain seated until we've reached our final parking position, and thank you for flying with
Delta
us today.
5128, push and start approved.
Flight
Tail
ended
left.
manually on
First Officer
taxi on.
Janet
I don't know
and
why.
the entire crew, we wish you a lovely stay in Boston or safe travels onward.
I don't remember what gate I selected. JP5. Hi, Boston Ground, Pro Flight 682, requesting taxi to gate Bravo 5.
Pro Flight 682, taxi to gate Bravo 5 via Papa Echo, cross runway 04 left at your discretion. Have a good day.
Papa Echo, cross 4 left to gate Bravo 5, Pro Flight 682. I mean, it doesn't hurt anything, it's just not capturing the taxi in for whatever reason.
Pro Flight 682, read back correct. Continue taxi to gate Bravo 5 via Papa Echo, cross runway 04 left.
I don't know why it's still doing that.
Boston ground, Southwest 269, ready for... Southwest 269, affirmative, runway 4 left via November Bravo, hold short of runway 4 left. Altimeter 300 tree. Report ready for departure. Ground, Southwest 269, ready for pushback and start. Southwest 269, Boston ground, pushback and start approved. Expect runway tree left for departure.
It shouldn't be putting
tower when
my
ready to taxi.
transponder into standby either. I think we're back to that problem.
211, ready to taxi, runway 9er.
JetBlue 211 Boston ground taxi to runway 4 left via Alpha Kilo cross runway 9er at Kilo hold short runway 4 left.
Boston ground 5021, JetBlue 211, request taxi to runway 9er.
JetBlue 211 taxi to runway 9er via Alpha hold short of runway 9er.
Boston, United 402, ready to taxi to runway 27.
United 402, Boston ground, taxi to runway 27 via Echo. Cross runway 04 left, then Papa Delta cross runway 04 right, then cross runway 33 left at your discretion. Contact tower on 128.8 when ready for departure.
Bravo 5 is around the side.
Taxi to runway 27 via Echo, cross runway 04 left, then Papa Delta cross runway 04 right, then cross runway 33 left. At my discretion, contact tower on 128.8 when ready to depart. United 402.
That was some fucking taxi.
Boston ground, United 2274 to gate C17, request CPU.
United 2274 ground power unit will be sent to gate C17.
Boston ground, United 2274 at C17, requesting catering vehicles, please.
Zig Air 1123, Boston ground, runway 4 left, via Kilo, Bravo, Kilo. Contact tower on 128.8 when ready for departure.
Runway 4 left via Kilo, Bravo, Kilo, and we'll contact tower at 128.8. Thank you.
American 2319, ready for engine start and pushback. American 2319, requesting clearance for engine start and pushback.
Morning, United 221, ready for pushback start.
United 221 Boston ground, good morning, pushback and start approved. Expect runway 15 right for departure. Advise when ready to taxi.
I'm gonna go cheaty mode because I don't know what the fuck this is.
15 right, 15 ready to taxi. 21 ready for taxi.
Boston ground, American 2450, ready for taxi.
I don't see any of the
American 2450, taxi to runway 9er via
GSX
Echo
ground
Bravo,
vehicles
Kilo, Mike.
to tell me I'm even going the right damn way.
Echo Bravo, Kilo, Mike, American 2450. Good day.
Air Canada 142, Boston ground taxi departing via November Alpha. Have a good day.
Might have to turn on
United 324.
aggressive taxi people.
United 324.
I don't know where I'm going.
Left via Bravo, Charlie Bravo Kilo. Contact tower on 128.8 when ready for departure.
Oh my god, the little follow me car is coming from all the way over there. The setting.
Contact tower on 128.8. Have a good flight.
Ground 7, push back and engine start.
Delta 312, pushback and engine start approved.
Start approved.
Boston United 402, ready to taxi and hold short of runway 27. Taxi to runway 27 via Echo, cross runway 04 left, then Papa Delta, cross runway 04 right, then cross.
Didn't this guy just get his taxi
33
instructions
left
already? Where are you
at
going,
my
pal?
Discretion, contact
Jesus
tower
Christ.
on 128.8, United 402.
Come in to Echo Papa Alpha, requesting VFR clearance to CYRT.
Bust out the follow me car.
On departure, maintain VFR.
I guess the scenery's gates don't match up to what Navigraph is showing.
13.0,
Echo Papa Alpha, read back correct.
Echo Papa Alpha.
Because it says B5 is over here. So, oh, maybe it is, and I just didn't see the damn vehicles.
United 221 Boston ground pushback.
Oh, this is Gate Bravo 5. It is in the right place.
Right for departure. Call when ready to taxi.
Oh, I see the little guy over there now.
At 15 right, we'll call ready to taxi 9221.
There's no vehicles here, though. Normally, like the, yeah, they are. They're kind of just tucked in. I thought it was scenery vehicles. Actually, those might be scenery vehicles. I don't know what's happening.
Terminal C2H, ready for departure with information on.
Cessna 28668 Boston ground and 28668 taxi to runway 4 left via November Bravo, hold short of runway 4 left. Contact tower on 132.225 when ready for departure.
Taxi and hold short runway 22 left. November 28668, contact tower on 132.225 when ready.
Delta taxi to runway 33 left via Alpha Charlie, hold short of runway 4 left, then continue taxi. Hold short of runway 4 right, then continue taxi at your discretion. Contact tower on 124.725 when ready for departure.
Taxi to runway 33 left via Alpha Charlie. Hold short of runway 4 left, then continue taxi.
I'm not
Hold
getting a
short of
D-board
runway 4
notification
right,
now.
Then continue taxi at discretion. Contact
Interesting.
tower on 124.725
Yeah, just walk right through the jetway. That
when
works.
ready. Delta 2537 holding short of runway.
Boston ground, Mountain 8310, request that. Cargo run. Cargo run.
Mountain 8310, Boston ground, then continue taxi via Alpha. Contact tower on 128.8 when ready for departure.
Cargo run. Mountain 8310. Boston ground, good afternoon. Mountain 8310, request taxi IFR.
Boston ground, good morning. Is there a 390 with you? Requesting taxi to the main terminal.
Israel 319 Boston ground taxi to the main terminal via Alpha.
Taxi to the main terminal via Alpha is a CF390. Ground Pittsburg 109 West, start up and push back.
Walker 4110 Boston ground, push back and start approved. Expect runway 27 for departure. Contact tower on 128.8 when ready for departure.
Alright, push back and start approved. For departure on contact tower 128.8 when ready to welcome 110. Boston now, welcome 4110 to we attack section.
Walker 110 taxi to runway 27 via Charlie, hold short of runway 33 left. Then continue taxi via Delta contact tower on 128.8 when ready for departure.
Boston ground, jet blue 4772 at Charlie 9, ready for pushback and startup.
Jet blue 4772 departure.
Yes, on their website, so Boston at DCA
Jet
is
blue
the
4772, pushback and start approved. Expect
So if you
runway
go on their
33 left for
website, you can do the live
departure.
flight
Advise when ready to
tracker
taxi.
and see everyone who's flying.
Expect runway 33 left.
And the setting to answer your question.
Southwest 1 Juliet Boston ground pushback and start approved. Expect runway 9 for departure. Information Sierra is current.
Automatically tune the frequency is under.
And I have Sierra 1 Juliet. Thank you.
The general tab, auto tune standby frequency.
Taxi IFR Sierra.
Oh, now I have people. That's so weird. Look at the bop on this cat.
Skylark 7968 Tango, Boston ground, taxi to Georgia ramp via hotel, cross runway 4 left, then Alpha Kilo.
Tango's going to taxi via hotel, crossing runway 4, then Alpha Kilo.
They're twinning.
Boston ground.
This guy just cut her off. He didn't give a fuck. Why are the flight attendants so tall?
Skylark 7968 Tango, Boston ground, taxi to runway 9er via Alpha Bravo, Mike.
That should auto-tune the transponder when you get your clearance, I'm assuming. I've never used it.
Pushback approved. Pushback approved.
Okay.
Alpha ground, Air Canada 101.
Let's find someone to raid, because I need to get yum-yums. I am starving right now.
We are on flux, thanks to the ACC,
alright, well, we have not raided Factual Gull within the last 30 days. So let's go raid her channel. Some of our friends are over there already. So let's go say hello. Everyone, thank you for watching. Thanks for spending your Sunday Shark Weekend afternoon over here with me. I hope the rest of your weekends are great. And we'll hopefully see you on the next one. Stick around for the raid. gonna go raid Factual Gulf.
1179er, taxi to
And
runway
don't have
15
a
right
great
via Alpha Lima.
rest of your
Contact
day.
tower on 124.725 when ready for departure.